everything that you perceive to be real is not real, and that is a possible state. That is not an imagination. That is a good example. Now there is a lot of research done on another aspect of dreaming, another side of dreaming, which is called lucid dreaming. Stanford has done a lot of research on it. I believe Dr. Feynman also, he experimented at one point with the lucid dreaming. So this is an interesting portion in a dream, and I'm sure all of you had it at some point in time, when within the dream, you realized that you are dreaming. And that is the point where you can totally control your dream. Because you are dreaming, right? You want to fly in the air, you fly in the air. You want to walk through walls, you can walk through walls. You are like the god of the dreams, right? So you see, if in an imagination, if you know that what is your true self, then the constraints of the imaginative, the dream world, the walls of the dream world, everything, all of them ceases to be the constraint. Because all these constraints were all along in your mind and not outside it. Are you with me so far? So, we came to Brahma Shatya Jagat Mithya Jiva Brahma Napara. And listen to the words carefully, because when we talk about the science, you will see how science validates some of these core concepts. Brahman is the only truth. The world is unreal. Actually, what it says is something very interesting. It says, everything else is like images on a mirror, right? Like, for example, you watch so many serials on your TV, right? And they seem real. Sometimes we cry and laugh with that, everyone watches these serials. But then, we can also break from that, knowing that this is unreal. We live in the middle of reality and unreal, because we know this is a serial. But at times we get so immersed, we forget it's a serial. But what is real? The TV set is real, of course, in the relative context of reality. That is real. But the images are displayed, like images are displayed on a mirror, right? There is no difference between Brahman and the Atman, individual self. So when we say Advaita, people commonly confuse it with like some kind of like unism. Now you see, in Islam, there is this concept of one Allah and we are all his disciples, right? I mean, we are the smaller beings. I'm not talking about that. When we say Advaita, I'm not talking about single entity, Godhead. I cannot say it's a single entity, because when we say single, we automatically imagine something more than single. That's why we say non-dual, because there is nothing else. There is no gap. When we talk of Brahma, the concept, I'm talking about the concept, there is no gap. There is nothing, good, bad, the good people, bad people, the terrorists, the inanimate objects, animate objects. There is nothing other than Brahma. And it is dense. So there is no chance of anything getting into that. So nothing you perceive, nothing you can perceive, the universe, the multiverse, there is nothing other than Brahma. That is the concept. And then we'll get into more details of how and what. So there is another, they try to define. See, one of the challenges of defining Brahma is there is nothing equal. See, how do I say, when I define someone, if I want to define Siddharth, how we say, hey, his color is like so-and-so, he looks like so-and-so. We always use a comparative sense to define, right? But there is nothing to compare. So in a way, we cannot even define what is Brahma, but we can realize it. It may be undefinable, but it is not unknowable, right? So the ultimate Brahman is devoid of attributes, or we say Nirgun Brahman. The entire phenomenal universe is subject to the categories of space, time, and causation. Space and time we understand. Causation also we understand, right? Cause and effect. We do something, something happens. And we can see in all our experience, nothing happens without a cause. And so far so, we have this even, we have this theory of, Pap, Punya, and in Christianity we have sin, Guna, across the board there is this concept. So that causality is in our mind. we have across the civilization, across the culture, and we know in science, causality is a reality. It's not something we are imagining. We do something, I drop this phone on the floor, chances are it will break. What's the cause? Because I dropped it, right? But then it says, but Brahman, the supreme reality, is beyond. Remember, we are saying Brahman is in everywhere, dense, and we are saying it is also beyond. How is that possible? The only way this is possible is everything that we see is really an illusion. And how? Okay, we'll get more into detail. But these words are kind of interesting also. We'll see these concepts tackled again and again down this presentation. Thank you.